Hello and welcome to the podcast. I am the host Adirut Raj from class 9A along with
Me. I'm Harish Rajan from Class 9A, also the host of the podcast today.
today we will be talking about one of the world's most inspirational people known as the father of our nation.
The podcast topic of today will be on Mahatma Gandhi.
Oh, yes, that is the topic.
This is going to be interesting.
Gandhi was born in Port Bandar, Gujarat. His full name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi and he was known for his
But we
truthfulness.
already learned a lot of this in school. Let's cover something new. For example, how his life was before he started fighting for freedom.
Alright then, would you like to start?
Sure, Gandhi was married when he was 13 to Kasturbai, who was 14. But the marriage made him skip a year of school. Similar Hindus had to skip a year because of marriage and had to give up schooling.
But Gandhi did not give up his studies. Certificates of progress used to be sent to all the parents every year, and Gandhi never got a bad certificate. He also won scholarships for his merit, which were only reserved for the best boys among those from the Sorat division of Kathiawad.
Gandhi passed the matriculation exam in 1887 and went to England for his higher studies to become a lawyer, even though his mother was against it. He was considered an outcast by his community for going to England. He got notes of introduction to four people from a relative, the people being Dr. Mehta, Dadabhai Naroji, Sergeant Dalpatram Shukra, and Prince Ranjit Singh Ji, and these people helped Gandhi with his stay in England.
He swore not to eat meat or drink liquor in England. He kept his promise and refrained from eating meat. But this was difficult as many of his friends told him that he had to eat meat to survive the cold in England. He had done many experiments in dietetics by then.
He studied law in England for around 3 years and came back to India. Unfortunately for him, his mother was dead when he came back to India. When he came back from England, the caste was divided into two camps, one of which immediately readmitted him, and the other was bent on keeping him away.
Later, his brother received a letter from a firm in Port Bandar offering to have Gandhi in South Africa, where a big case was going on for very long. They thought Gandhi could make himself useful there and also gain some experience and make new acquaintances. Gandhi agreed to go to South Africa for this work. He would work for a year for which he would get 105 euros, which was a lot at that time. His brother introduced him to Sheikh Abdul Karim Javeri, a partner of Dada Abdullah and Co., the firm which sent the letter.
Gandhi's destination was Natal, a province of South Africa. He saw that the Indians were not respected here. Soon, this problem became worse and worse for him as he came to know. Then, with the help of his acquaintances, he fought for the plight of Indians in South Africa. Yes, his concepts of freedom and non-violence originated because of the problems he was facing there. He had made himself quite popular there in a span of a year.
Very interesting. Alright then, the next on the agenda is facts about Gandhi.
Here's a fact: he was known very much in his London law school for his very bad handwriting. This was something his teachers complained about quite often and was very embarrassing for Gandhi.
Yes, that is true. Here's another fact. He had written a letter to Adolf Hitler to stop World War II when he started taking over Europe.
Wow! Gandhi was also extremely shy as a kid. Nobody who knew Gandhi in his childhood would have thought that he would one day become the father of our nation with millions of followers, as when he was a child, he did not like to talk to other people and tried to avoid conversation. He used to run home from school every day just so he didn't have to talk to anyone.
Alright, this is the end of the podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening to this. The information is sourced from Mahatma Gandhi's autobiography and YouTube. Thanks to the staff of BVM Global for giving us the opportunity for doing this podcast. The scripting and part of voicing was done by Harish Rajan and Adirud Raj. The outro and editing was done by me, Shailesh Kumar. Have a good day.